Spider-Man Homecoming is the first Spider-Man movie to take part in the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and stars Tom Holland reprising his role from Civil War as Spider-Man, Peter Parker Spider-Man. Also stars Michael Keaton as Adrian Toomes the Vulture, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark Iron Man, and Marissa Tomei as Aunt May. I really enjoyed this movie. This is a really fun Marvel movie. It's a really fun Spider-Man movie. I'm not sure if it's the best one. I wouldn't put it in my top as my number one, like a lot of people are. I still think I still think Spider-Man 2 is a much better movie, but it is fun. It's enjoyable. There's lots of laughs to be had. Spider-Man is a really good character, really good villains, really good supporting cast for the most part. I'll get into Tom Holland. He's really fantastic in the role. He proved that it's not a fluke. You know, that his first performance in Captain America: Civil War, it was not a fluke. He's carried it on in Homecoming, and he's really good. He's a really good Spider-Man. He's a really good Peter Parker. Obviously they're basing the movies from the first 16 to 20 issues from the Stan Lee, Steve Ditko run from the 60s when he was actually in high school. Because when you go through Spider-Man's comic history, he's not actually in high school for that long, to be honest. But yeah, they're basing it on that, and it's really good. Those comics are, they're fun. They're okay in a way, but they're fun. And the humour's right. Tom Holland is brilliant. I think he's better than Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I do actually have a soft spot for Andrew Garfield, to be honest. I did actually think he was really good as Peter Parker Spider-Man in the Amazing Spider-Man films, and I thought he was, hard done by when he didn't get back, didn't come back for the role when they didn't carry on the Amazing films. But yeah, Tom Holland's really good. Tony Stark, Iron Man, he's not in it much. Robert Downey Jr. When I saw the trailers, I was a little bit worried that Iron Man was going to overshadow the movie, that he was going to be in the movie too much, but he's only in a few scenes, and the scenes are pretty good. They're there for a reason. It's not like Tony Stark's just shoehorned into the movie. They're there for a reason. They serve a purpose. He's not in it that much, which I'm pleased about. But the scenes that he's in, I enjoyed. So I was quite happy with Robert Downey Jr.'s screen time in this movie. Iron Man didn't overshadow the film because this is Spider-Man's movie after all. Aunt May, Marissa Tomei, she's not in it much. She's fine. She's a good actress. Aunt May's always been a peripheral character. She's one of Peter's closest relatives, but she doesn't really do much in any of the films, to be honest. Going back to the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man, played by I forgot her name. I forgot who played the older Aunt May. She was pretty old in the Raimi ones. Sally Field played Aunt May in the two Amazing Spider-Man ones. Didn't really do much in those, and again, Marissa Tomei, she's some of the scenes that she's in are funny. But yeah, she's good. Michael Keaton as the Vulture, I think he's fantastic. Michael Keaton's a really good actor, and I've always liked Michael Keaton. But I think the Vulture, Adrian Toomes, is probably one of the best Marvel villains in the MCU. There's not many, because most villains, they're good villains, but they're kind of like throwaway villains in a way. They don't really have, any personal, feelings towards the hero. They're just a bad guy for the most part. Loki's an exception. He's the best one, and then they've got Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin in the Daredevil series is another really good villain. David Tennant, another good villain, as the Purple Man in Jessica Jones series. All these really good villains in the MCU, the ones that I've seen is really good. They've all got a personal connection with the hero. And I'm not going to go into too many spoilers, but there's a sort of twist with Michael Keaton's Vulture in this movie, and really works. I liked it, and that makes the villain even better in my opinion. Even though I was enjoying the Vulture because of Michael Keaton's performance in the movie, it was still kind of like the normal MCU throwaway villain. Although his backstory in the film was pretty good. You know, it did tie into the first Avengers, which I did really like. And yeah, really, really good villain. I enjoyed the Vulture. I also enjoyed like appearances from other villains as well. Though I can't remember his name. The tech guy. I can't remember the actor or anything, but he's the Tinkerer in the comics. And then you've got two versions of the Shocker. The Shocker's like been one of my favourite Spider-Man villains of all time. I really liked him in the animated series from the 90s. And in this, there's two villains. One played by Logan Marshall Green, who looks very similar to Tom Hardy. They must have, and yeah, I'm not going to go into spoilers there. And another one, I can't remember the black guy, the second Shocker, but the Logan Marshall Green character, it really does look like Tom Hardy. So they must have filmed this, and then the news broke that Tom Hardy had been cast as Venom. So they thought, oh god, we can't have another Spider-Man villain looking that it might confuse everyone. So they did what they did. I'm not going to go into spoilers there, but you'll see if you see the movie. Yeah, the Spider-Man's brilliant. The action's brilliant. There's some good scenes with Spider-Man. His fighting style's good. Everything. I do enjoy Spider-Man. His personality and everything. There's a really good scene where he's trying to get to the city from the suburbs, and he ends up in the middle of a field, and there's no like trees or high-rise buildings around, so he has to basically. It's like one of those questions that people have always asked: what would Spider-Man do in a city with no buildings? And it's like, well, he's got to run. And while he's running, he's like, oh, this sucks. But yeah, that scenes like that which are really good. And yeah, it fit in quite nicely to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like I said, the comedy was funny for the most part. I will go into some negatives. I've got a few negatives, to be honest. Like, I did like his classmates. I liked Liz. She was fun. I liked Michelle, I think she was called. The weird one who kept appearing and like, being a loner and stuff. She was pretty fun. And like some of the other kids were pretty fun. I didn't like Ned, his friend who he finds out, this is in the trailer, so he finds out that Peter's Spider-Man. The more I saw of him, the more he would annoying me through the film. I'd really, really started to dislike him. I started out liking him at the start of the film, but as soon as he found out Peter's Spider-Man, and it just got annoying, things like, giving things away and things like that, and it just started getting on my nerves. And I didn't like the kid who played Flash Thompson either. It's like, in the comics, Flash Thompson's he's like the big muscle-bound jock bully type thing, but in this I don't know what they tried doing. He's like, I can't remember his name, but he's on the academic decathlon team with Peter. So he's obviously on the same like intellectual level as Peter, whereas in the comics the normal Flash Thompson isn't. And yeah, I just didn't like the character. It just deviated too much away from the comic, because at the end of the day, the Flash Thompson in the comic, he becomes Venom at some point, and I just can't see that character becoming Venom. So I didn't like the change that they did with that, the choice they did with Flash. He was a weedy kid. He called Peter Penis Parker a lot, and every time he was like saying something or doing something to Peter Parker, I was like, why are you taking this shit from him? Look at him. You could easily just knock him out or whatever. That sort of thing. It's like, you could understand him getting beat by the old Flash Thompson and things like that, but yeah, I just didn't buy it. I didn't like Ned, who I assume is Ned Leeds in the comics, who becomes one of the Hobgoblins in the future. So that's another reason, because like, I don't buy this kid who's Peter's mate, who's annoying me. He's going to be a future Hobgoblin. Kind of like, it's like, yeah, I was all sat there through the film going, where's Harry Osborn? He's got a perfectly good best friend in Harry Osborn. Where's he? Why have you replaced him with this annoying character? Yeah, I just didn't like Ned, and I just didn't like Flash Thompson. I also, I like the Spider-Man suit, but I couldn't get with the AI system. It was fun. There was some scenes involving like the AI system in Peter's suit, with all the different weapons and then learning the different weapons, and whenever she went instant kill mode and then his eyes would go red, that was funny. And some of the conversations he had with the AI were funny. But Peter Parker doesn't have an AI system, and I just couldn't get on board. I don't like the suit having all this AI in it. He's not Iron Man at the end of the day, he's Spider-Man. For the most part, his powers were there, but there didn't seem to be any sign in the movie that he had any spider sense at all. There was a few scenes where he was like snuck up on and things caught him by surprise. There was a scene where he was jumping towards a van with villains in, and the Vulture swoops down and takes him from behind it, and he's quite surprised, but it's like, he shouldn't be, because his spider sense should have gone off. And I was worried that the AI would negate his spider sense, and it kind of did, because the film doesn't really show it. And Kevin Feige, after an interview, was saying that he does have spider sense in the film, but they're not going to show it off, or be as showy as the Raimi and the Amazing Spider-Man films did with the spider sense. And I kind of think that's backtracking, because at no point in the film did he show any sign of spider sense, and that kind of annoyed me as well. So they were like 3 dislikes, but yeah, for the most part, I enjoyed the movie. Good action, good villains, a great hero in Peter Parker, Spider-Man. The acting was great. I loved it. It's just those. I didn't like Ned. I didn't like Flash, and I didn't like the AI system at the end of the day. So I'm going to give this a rating of B+. Yeah, it's not the greatest Spider-Man movie, and it's not the greatest Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, but it's enjoyable. You will have a good time when you go see it. There's lots of laughs to be had, lots of fun with the action. The acting's brilliant. So yeah, if you've seen the movie, write in my comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think. Tell me if I'm wrong. Did you like Ned? Did you like Flash? Did you like these versions? Did you like his AI system? Like I said, I liked his instant kill mode. I do actually want to see his instant kill mode. And I did like his taser web. It's like, why has he never had that in the comics? Well, he probably has at some point, but it's like, he should have that all the time. But yeah, like and share my channel, guys. And remember, stay heroic.